together virtually, and this is our second year coming together to do like a team retreat.
Our mission is to help people of all abilities through recreation and adventure services. So we provide all sorts of recreation services like indoor climbing and cycling and mountain biking. And then we also do some adventure things down in Moab with our rafting.
We were originally just over at Park City Mountain Resort.
Okay.
And initially we began with a grant from the VA to serve veterans. Quickly after that, we expanded to serve people of all abilities.
Depending on the abilities, we have through our registration, like you all did, you have to fill out all that information. And then depending on the situation, our ski and snowboard team does a really good job of calling ahead of time to see what they're used to, or what individuals are used to, what works best for them. And for those who are deaf and blind, we'll have somebody who is in front and somebody who is also behind. And then come up with a system of hand signals and that type of thing. Let's say we have an instructor in the front, the individual who's skiing, and an instructor in the back. They'll make sure that they're all on the same page communication-wise so that everyone is following those hand signals. And that way there's not like some talk going on and some hand signals and then everyone interpreting things a different way.
We have sit skis. So if you weren't able to either hold yourself up, we have an apparatus that you could stand and hold, and then, or we could actually pull you with that so that they get the feeling of sliding on snow. Maybe they're not doing all the work, or that's a good place to start. They sit down and are strapped in like a chair, and then it's still cross country, and so they're still getting that movement with the arm. They still get to be outside, they still get to follow the tracks. And we have over 100 acres here.
So in terms of like the range of disabilities that you interact with, do you get a lot of neurodivergent individuals as well? And how do you deal with just addressing people who have multiple disabilities? Because there are people who have physical disabilities, learning disabilities, like just so many different things.
Definitely, absolutely. And then, I mean, you meet one person with a disability, you've just met that person with a disability. So we serve a large amount of veterans and those in active duty military. But then our second largest is those on the autism spectrum. So we work with, and then of course, there's so many comorbidities with autism that people have multiple disabilities. So I think no matter who walks through our doors, we're trying to, meet them where they're at and play to their strengths. So a lot of where that conversation start is like filling out that long paperwork that we had you all fill out. And we have a whole team of individuals that are there to help guide people through. So I think it's just all about the way we ask the questions and then trying, like I said, from those answers to play to those strengths.
People that volunteer once a month, once every 6 months, to people that volunteer 5 days a week. So we have some of the best, I think, volunteers. And then we have permits to do water sports, which is on a boat. So we do water skiing, wakeboarding, and wake surfing. And then we have paddle boards. So that would be our water sports. And then we have paddle boards, canoes, and kayaks. And so we run that program from shore. So 2 programs over there. Separate from our river rafting, which is down in Moab.
Cool.
Which is about 3 hours. I have been climbing most of my life. It's one of my favorite things to do, preferably outdoors. I love outdoor climbing. My wife and my kids all climb. We spend a lot of time climbing rocks with ropes. I love new climbers. I love teaching climbing and getting people excited about going this high on the wall to that high on the wall. So I'm a 10 out of 10.
I'm Kristen. I have been climbing for about 5 years. It is also one of my favorite things to do. I do it indoors, outdoors, with ropes, without ropes, whatever. And I'm probably about a 9. I'm also pretty excited.
I am not a climber. My experience has been with this program and belaying people. I figure if I'm on the ground and they're safe up there, I'm good.
My name's Keith. I've been climbing for 10 years. I would say I'm also at a 10 out of 10 in excitement for getting you on the wall and having fun seeing what this is about.
I'm Alana. I used to love rock climbing as a kid. I haven't done it as an adult, but I'm super pumped to do it, so I'm like a 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10.
I'm Katarina, or Catarina in Spanish, and I have done indoor rock climbing, maybe 4 times with ropes and without ropes. And I'm very excited, so I'll put myself at a 10 out of 10 too.
I'm Ilana. My pronouns are she, her. I don't recall ever doing rock climbing. I'm a little nervous because I don't have a lot of grip strength in my hands, and also my thumbs like to dislocate, so I think this will be interesting. So maybe I'm at like a 3. I think I'm a little nervous about it.
Candace, I think I did this one time as like a dare at Great Wolf Lodge. They said, oh, you would never do it. I said, I'll try. I made it like a 1/4 of the way, but I still did it, so I won. I would say a 5.5, 6.
There's a number of different people that climb.
Yeah.
People with no arms,
Yeah.
one limb,
Yeah.
double amputees.
Yeah.
So your big thing is you have to be willing to explore what is in front of you and try and figure out what you can use.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of technique to figure out how to work around it.
Yeah.
And that's something that we try and work here, and that's something that I personally instruct in my free time as well. Finding out what muscles and what muscle groups work, and then using what climbing techniques that are out there to work around that.
So then do you do like private lessons with people?
We do private lessons here. I also do a lot of different clinics. Since I'm a professional climber, I go around the country doing different movement clinics and stuff like that.
So as far as tandem goes, you have everything from this type of tandem, sit down, recumbent tandem. The one in the front, one in the back. The front would do all the steering, gear shifting, braking, but you still get to pedal in the back. This is really good for somebody who doesn't have really good balance, not good sight, not good reaction skills, so a cognitive disability, so they're not going to break the turn quickly. And even if your core, issues with your core, right, strength, not a lot of strength in your legs, so you still get to bike, but you're not having to do all the controls.
Any person, really, we will fit it to your ability and how you want to ride it and what you're looking for. We definitely try to push for like independence, because I feel like that's a general goal. Like, no, I want to ride my bike by myself. I don't want to always have, so we have a bunch of tandem bikes in the corner behind you, and those are really great for visually impaired. So there's still a little bit of independence and not someone just like right on your tail or anything like that.
These two are like if someone is in a wheelchair and wants to transfer out to swing, and then if they want to stay in their wheelchair, that's an accessible swing for them. Playground surface is accessible and more spongy. I don't know what this is called. This is the lodge. How many people should be in here?
There are about 30 beds.
30 beds.
So I think that the purpose of these stairs is if people have like mobility issues, not necessarily if you are a wheelchair user because it's very narrow, but if you need handrails, this is really nice. And the stairs themselves are like, they have some give, but they're still very firm. So I think this makes for like a good kind of adaptive surface for children.
And like non-slip because they have.
Yeah, they're not slippery.
if you want to see more videos on inclusive and accessible travel, subscribe to Blindish Latina and let me know all your questions in the comments, and I will see you next time.